Assistant Jonathan Smith. Scorer Gary Smith and assistant announcer and scorer Matthew Helms. Driver mediator Bill Heil and Chuck Barrett. The lineup guy Jason Anthony. Spotter Bill Ditto. Pit announcer Bob DeMatteo. The tire and fuel guy Ben Nicholas and Gabe Pringle. Craig Mishler, James Stevenson and Zach Downing of Mid-Vid Racing Videos. Track photographer BP Photography and track owners and promoters John and Kelly Chapman. I'm your announcer Chris Kale and welcome to week number 9. The New Philadelphia U.S. Army recruiting station, Firecracker 150 at Thunder in the Valley. Ladies and gentlemen, regardless of race, religion, color, background, we are all Americans. Can I get an amen? That is why we stand and salute our flag and our national anthem for those that fought and fell that came before us. We are blessed to live in the greatest country on earth. All veterans, active duty military, and frontline workers, please stand for a round of applause. Active duty veterans and frontline workers, a round of applause. Thank you for your service to our country and our communities. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please honor our nation, and if you are able to stand, please do so. Gentlemen, please remove your hats for tonight's invocation and the playing of our national anthem. For tonight's invocation, I go back up to the tower for Hall of Famer Craig Mishler.
Shall we pray? Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for such a beautiful night here at Midvale Speedway. We ask you to watch over the drivers as they perform for us, their fans. We ask you to be with the track personnel, the infield crew, all the way down to the ticket takers. Lord, we just thank you for all your blessings. We ask you to keep us safe on our way home tonight. We thank you that we'll be able to see a wonderful fireworks display later tonight. We thank you and we praise you in Jesus' name. Amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, performing tonight's national anthem, Chief Starter Terry Coletti and his son Nate. Give it up for Chief Starter Terry Coletti and his son Graham. How about a big round of applause for Andrew? right down here on the start-finish line. Come on down here, Andrew. Andrew, thank you for the service to our country and for 7 years. Man, it's awesome to have you here.
Hey, thank you very much. Thank you for having me here, guys. Thank you.
All right, that is Andrew Graham. Big round of applause again for him and the U.S. Army. The U.S. Army recruiting station right here in New Philadelphia, Ohio, sponsoring tonight's Firecracker 150. Let's get things started. Ladies and gentlemen, you guys ready? All right. Is the old veteran Glenn Jewell. The 54, Big Mac Doug McMillan. The number 4 is Jerry DeVore. The 331 of Mike Stone. The 50 is Will Walker. The 38, your fastest qualifier, your DLP Commercial Maintenance Top Qualifier Award winner, Kevin McClintock. Let's go racing on Firecracker 150 night. Eight-lap heat race number modifieds. Nick Grubbs, Glenn Jewell, Big Mac Doug McMillan, Jerry DeVore, Mike Stone, Will Walker, Kevin McClintock, green flag in the air. Nick Grubbs, your race leader, Doug McMillan up to the 2nd spot. Mike Stone back to 3rd. McClintock up to 4th. Glenn Jewell stuck in that outside lane, heading to the back of the pack. Will Walker now going to pass him for the 5th spot. Nick Grubbs, feature winner already this season, is your race leader. Doug McMillan, he likes to show up on these big nights and win the big races. He's running 2nd. Last year's champion, Mike Stone, in the modifieds, he is running in the 3rd spot. Kevin McClintock, feature winner already this season, is running in the 4th spot. Halfway home, 4 in, 4 to go. Nick Grubbs, still your race leader. White flag for Nick Grubbs. Nick Grubbs going to come off of turn number 4 and win heat race number 1. Doug McMillan finishes 2nd. Mike Stone 3rd. Kevin McClintock 4th. Will Walker 5th. Jerry DeVore pulling double duty tonight in 6th. Once again, silver Ford Explorer JAU 5880 needs moved immediately. Still don't understand why people have to park the way they do. I guess nobody went to driver's ed, or at least they don't remember. But regardless, pulling to the line, heat race number 1 winner. From Canton, Ohio, in the Valley View Forestry, UFO, Republic State Mortgage, Trumbull County Hardwoods, GHP Contractors, and Peebles Racing, sponsored number 24. Put your hands together for Nick Grubbs. Start on the pole. The 0 of Mike Bowers will start 2nd. Alongside in the number 13. The number 75 is Bobby DeVore the 2nd. The number 28 is Brandon France, feature winner already this season. The 57 is Braden Swaney. The X09 is Wes Ennis. Tough break for the 0 of Mike Bauer. Something happening to that machine. Getting ready to go green. 8-lap heat race number 2. McCreary with the race lead. She pushes up just a little bit as the 13 of Feaster Jr. going to have the race lead into turn number 3. Vanessa trying to battle back. She gets into the 13, climbs up over the top, and we've got a caution on the speedway. Field into turn number 3, 8-lap heat race number 2 for the Van Meter Auto Repair. Modifieds. Green is back out. Kenny Feaster Jr. with a good start. He'll take the race lead. Here comes Brandon France on the outside of McCreary for the second spot. France will take over second. McCreary back to third. Ennis will take over the third spot. Braden Swaney now to the outside as McCreary drops back in that 71. Nose to tail up front, Kenny Feaster Jr., Brandon France. Halfway home, 4 in, 4 to go. Wes Ennis has caught the 28 of France now as he looks to the low side. France trying to get around the high side of Feaster Jr. Final lap for Kenny Feaster Jr., Wes Ennis, Brandon France, Braden Swaney into turn number 3. Looking for Chief Starter Terry Coletti's checkered flag. Your winner, Kenny Feaster Jr. Ennis will finish second, Swaney third, France in fourth, DeVore in fifth, and Vanessa McCreary in sixth. Pulling to the line, heat race number 2 winner from Barnhill, Ohio in the Sibley Mart. Sunoco Race Fuels, Lee's Famous Recipe, South Philly Pizza, Peebles Racing, Last Stop Tackle Shop, sponsored number 13. Put your hands together for Kenny Feaster Jr. Animal Racing, Snyder Home Improvement, sponsored 69. On the outside, the 09 is Philip Cox. From Sherrodsville, Ohio, the New Philly Barbell, Your Pizza Shop, K9 Fitness, sponsored 09. The number 3 is Austin Berger in the Buckeye Asphalt Peebles Racing, sponsored number 3. The 87 is Zach Leisure from Carrollton, Ohio. And in row number 3, the 007, also pulling double duty tonight, DR3, Don Rufiner III. And the 45 is Cody Stoll from New Cumberstown. Getting ready to go green, 8-lap final heat race for the crate mods. Green flag is in the air. Philip Cox out front. He had some issues in qualifying. Normally one of those fast heat guys. He was your feature winner in this division last Saturday night. But problems in qualifying have left him back in the field as he pulls away quickly in that 09. Halfway home, Phil Cox, your race leader. White flag for Philip Cox. Billy Straley in second. And your winner, Philip Cox. Billy Straley will finish second. Zach Leisure third. Austin Berger in fourth. Don Rufner the third in fifth. And Cody Stull running out your field of your Van Meter Auto Repair Modifieds. Again, Kevin McClintock, your DLP Commercial Maintenance fastest qualifier. K9 Fitness, Snyder Home Improvements, Finish Line Designs, and Auto Palilli the fourth. Sponsored number 09. Put your hands together for Philip Cox. Stocks, starting on the pole, the number 8 is Tad Grove from Uricksville, Ohio. Alongside the number 12 is Jeff Kuykendall. Row number 2, the 118 is Camaro Hair. Colt Locker. The 55 is Robbie Kordiak. The number 21 is Mark Lucius. The number 3 is Kyle Grove. He was your DLP Commercial Maintenance fastest qualifier. And taking scratch, the number 88 of Dennis Wood, last year's champion in the street stock division here at Midvale Speedway. 8-lap heat race number 1, getting ready to go green for the open street stocks. Grove and Kuykendall on the front row. Green flag in the air. Kuykendall, your race leader, by a half a car length down the back straightaway. Into turn number 3. Tad Grove battles back on the bottom. Kuykendall still in that high lane. Grove going to battle back. Almost even at the line with Kuykendall still leading. Kordiak and the 118 of Colt Locker still side by side for third. Tad Grove doing nicely in the bottom lane. He's going to take over the race lead from Jeff Kuykendall. Grove will have the race lead off at turn number 2. Kuykendall will slot in behind. Kordiak still trying to get around Colt Locker in that 118. And Kyle Grove, a little bit of contact there between him and the 55 of Kordiak. Is Grove going to move up into that 4th spot? Now he'll challenge for 3rd on the outside of Locker. Problems for the 55 of Kordiak. He's going to pull pit side. Is Kyle Grove going to move up to 3rd? Locker back to 4th. Lucius in 5th. Wood 6th. White flag for Tad Grove. Kuykendall still trying to make hay in that 2nd position. Kyle Grove 3rd. Off turn number 4, Tad Grove going to win. Kuykendall 2nd. Kyle Grove in 3rd. The 118 of Colt Locker, the 21 of Mark Lucius, and the 88 of Dennis Wood rounding out your first street stock heat race. And now in the Car Time Express, Garrett & Sons Construction, sponsored number 8. He'll win heat race number 1 of the open street stocks from Uricksville, Ohio. Put your hands together for Tad Grove. So the 54 of the Mineral City Marauder will start on the pole. That's Chase Berkey. Starting alongside the 55 is Kyler Bertram. Row number 2, the 00 of Greg Bernard Jr., the 24 of John Ambrose, the 67 is Kyle Rector, the 22 is Kylie Wood, and the 44 is Brandon Donnelly. So heat race number 2, 8 laps for the open street stocks, getting ready to go green. The Mineral City Marauder and Kyler Bertram on the front row. Greg Bernard Jr. and John Ambrose, veterans in row number 2, getting ready to go green. Green flag is in the air. Kyler Bertram, your race leader. Berkey back to second, Bernard third, up to fourth, the 67 of Kyle Rector. Berkey spins in turn number 2, and caution on the speedway. Complete. 5 to go. Bertram, Bernard, green flag back in the air. Bertram and Kylie Wood now side by side with the 00 of Bernard. Kylie Wood, 2-time feature winner at Midvale Speedway in the street stock division, trying to move up to that second spot. White flag for Kyler Bertram. Kylie Wood going to try to get to the inside. Doesn't quite get there. Bertram closes the door. Final time into turn number 3. Kyler Bertram going to hang on and win heat race number 2. Heat race number 2 winner. From Akron, Ohio in the RPM Auto Sales, Joe's Auto, Tony Newman Roofing, Lakes Auto Recycling, sponsored number 55. Put your hands together for Kyler Bertram. Number 3. In the 01 is Hunter Corbett. He'll start on the pole with the 21 of Babyface, Colton Ritchie. Akron, Ohio driver, former Pure Stock champion, will start on the outside of row number 1. The number 28 is Chet Colmar from Barberton, Ohio. The number 83 is Ron Miller. The number 10 is Katie Wood. The number 70 is Bruce Johnson. And the J09 is Jana Kane from Strasburg in her first ever race here at Midvale Speedway. Getting ready to go green, Hunter Corbett, Babyface. Babyface Colton Ritchie will take the race lead. Ron Miller in second, Hunter Corbett back to third, Chet Colmar fourth. Ron Miller trying to get to the inside of Colton Ritchie for that race lead in heat race number 3. He'll have it. Ron Miller, new race leader. Colton Ritchie back to second. Chet Colmar on the outside of Corbett. He'll take over the 3rd spot. Ron Miller, your race leader. Colton Ritchie, the 28 of Chet Colmar, the 10 of Katie Wood, the 01 of Hunter Corbett, your race leaders. Jana Kane gets the call to the pits as Chet Colmar going to take over the 2nd spot from Colton Ritchie. White flag for Ron Miller. Chet Colmar, Katie Wood, Colton Ritchie. Checkered flag for Ron Miller. Chet Colmar will finish 2nd. Katie Wood 3rd. Colton Ritchie 4th. Then Hunter Corbett and the 70 of Bruce Johnson. Pulling to the line, heat race number 3 winner of the Open Street Stocks from Barberton, Ohio in the Deirdrick Plumbing, Ambrose Fabrications, sponsored number 83. Put your hands together for Ron Miller. And the top 8 will transfer to the feature. So the 7 is Corey Beatty. He'll start on the pole alongside. The 53 is Dave Dobbins. Bubba Smith in the 12. Bernie Minnick in the 14. The 21J is John Saluka. The 52 is Kyle Warner. The 32 of Brian Wetnall. The 7X is Andy Booten. The number 16 is Adam White. The number 37 is Christian Bailey. And the 64 is Wayne Mounts. The top 8 will transfer to the A main, the 40-lap open modified feature. This is your Consi. You got to finish in the top 8 to make the show. Right now, the 7 of Corey Beatty, the 53 of Dave Dobbins in the best spots. Dave Dobbins, champion here in the modified division at Midvale Speedway. Bubba Smith, a champion in the late model division. 21J of the Stalker, John Saluka, longtime dirt racer and pavement racer here at Midvale Speedway. Kyle Warner, dirt track racer of that Warner family, getting ready to go green. Dobbins and Beatty. 20 laps they'll go for the top 8 positions. Dave Dobbins out front, Beatty back to second. The 12 of Bubba Smith to the inside of Bernie Minnick for that 3rd spot. Here comes John Saluka. He's going to stick his nose in there. He's going to be alongside the 14 of Bernie Minnick. Getting ready to go back, green flag race. Dobbins, Bubba Smith, Bernie Minnick, John Saluka. Green flag back in the air. Bubba Smith with the patented Smith restart in turn number 4. It was a good one. The master of restarts, Bubba Smith, to the race lead. Dave Dobbins to second. Saluka up to the 3rd spot around Bernie Minnick in the 14. John Saluka, the stalker, back up to the 3rd spot. Kyle Warner digging in on high lane. He's in the 5th spot behind Brian Wetnall. Actually 6th, Wetnall 5th. Wayne Mounts to the inside of the 7X of Andy Booten. Caution on the speedway, caution on the speedway. Corey Beatty continuing to leak fuel onto the speedway. He will be sent pit side. Tough break for Corey Beatty. Second black flag for him, or second caution modified Consi. 6 laps complete. Nearing the halfway mark of this 20-lap Consi. Bubba Smith, Dave Dobbins, your front 2. Smith will have the race lead. Dobbins second, John Saluka 3rd, Bernie Minnick 4th. Here comes Kyle Warner on the outside of the 32 of Brian Wetnall. Wayne Mounts going to pass the 52 of Warner. Warner going to try and get back to the bottom, and does. In the 7th spot. Andy Booten right now in the 8th spot, the transfer spot. Christian Bailey and White trying to get in. 9 laps complete for Bubba Smith. Laps to go for Bubba Smith with a big lead over Dave Dobbins, John Saluka, Bernie Minnick, Brian Wetnall, Wayne Mounts, Kyle Warner, Andy Booten. Those are your transfer positions. Top break to Christian Bailey, who pulled pit side. Adam White still hoping something happens in front of him, that he can move into that transfer position in that number 16. The 64 of Wayne Mounts pulls pit side. I promise I did not put the kibosh on him, but that's going to transfer in the 16 of Adam White. So your transfer cars are on the racetrack. White flag for Bubba Smith. Off turn number 4, checkered flag for Bubba Smith. Dave Dobbins will finish second. John Saluka in third. Bernie Minnick fourth. Brian Wetnall fifth. Kyle Warner sixth. Andy Booton seventh. And Adam White in eighth. Those are your transfer machines. Your winner of the Open Modified Consi from North Canton, Ohio. In the finish line designs, Freedom Auto Finance, Smith's Auto Sales, Canton Auto Salvage, sponsored number 12, four-time late model champion at Midvale Speedway, Bubba Smith. Race starting on the pole in the 007 is DR3, Don Rufner the third. The 82 is Ronald Bunton. The number 4 is Blaine Salisbury. The black 007 is Don Rufner Jr. The 52 is Jeremy Salinger. The 19 of Eugene Kopp. The 79 of Phil Bunton Jr. And the 24, your DLP Commercial Maintenance fastest qualifier, Brent Schreffler. Three wide off of turn number 4. Rufner Jr. in the middle. That was the 007 in qualifying. Now it's just the 47. DR3, your race leader. The number 4 of Blaine Salisbury second. Jeremy Salinger third. Phil Bunton, Ron Bunton, and Brent Schreffler. DR3 still your race leader, but here comes Phil Bunton. Phil Bunton on the high side. He got around Salinger and Salisbury, now trying to get around DR3 for the race lead. Rufner battles back on the bottom. White flag for Phil Bunton. And off of turn number 4, checkered flag for Phil Bunton. DR3 finishes second, Blaine Salisbury third, Jeremy Salinger fourth, Brent Schreffler fifth, Eugene Kopp in sixth, Ronald Bunton in seventh, and the 47 of Don Rufner Jr. From Strasburg, Ohio, in the Crazy Waynes Incorporated Medley Mowing, Independent Home Remodeling, and Red Line Red sponsored 79B. Put your hands together for Phil Bunton Jr. Starting on the pole, the 85 is Jonathan Weber from New Philly, Ohio, alongside the 62S of Tyler Scott. The 39 is Dan Sharpless. The number 5 is Scott Wendling. The 22 is Braden Maurer. The 0 is Alan Clark. The 721 is Sean Donnelly. And the 47 is Eric Johnson. Green flag in the air for the open compacts. Jonathan Weber will have the race lead. Tyler Scott going to slip back. And Dan Sharpless going to bear hug and Wet Willie his way up to the second spot. Now he's got problems with the left front. Wet Willie creeped up and got the left front tire of Dan Sharpless and caution on the speedway. Five of Wendling, the 0 of Alan Clark, the 721 is Sean Donnelly, the 47 is Eric Johnson, and we're green. 8-lap heat race number 2. Looking to the inside is Maurer for that second spot on Tyler Scott. Is Jonathan Weber going to lead lap number 1. Here comes Sean Donnelly in the 721 trying to get to the inside of Maurer as he moves up to the third spot around Tyler Scott. Weber still your race leader. Braden Maurer to the race lead in the 22. Weber back to second. Here comes Eric Johnson in the 47 and Sean Donnelly in the 721. Johnson around the high side. Donnelly using that high lane as well to take over third. Eric Johnson to the race lead. White flag for Eric Johnson. Sean Donnelly in second, Braden Maurer third, Alan Clark fourth, Jonathan Weber fifth, Scott Wendling in sixth. Checkered flag for Eric Johnson. Sean Donnelly, Braden Maurer, Alan Clark, Jonathan Weber, Scott Wendling, and Tyler Scott. Pulling to the line, heat race number 2 winner in the Sports Luxury Motors sponsored number 47 from Elyria, Ohio. Put your hands together for Eric Johnson. Of the evening, final preliminary race in the number 79 is Eric Kugler. In the green 79 is Eric Kugler. Starting on the outside in the 27W is Harley Williams from Akron, Ohio, in the Akron Pickle, sponsored number 27W. The number 42 is Damian Andrews. The 62 is Caden Scott. The number 4 is Andrea Leach. The number 68 is Laura Day, and the 79 is Eric Brokaw. Final prelims. Getting ready to go, 8-lap heat race. Then we'll take a brief intermission before we have our first feature of the evening. Getting ready to go, green, Eric Kugler and Harley Williams. Green flag in the air. And Harley Williams spins in front of the field. Field continues on. Damian Andrews out front in the 42. That's a trophy stock driver, as well as in the 62 of Caden Scott. They are the youngsters in our trophy stock division, moving up to run this open compact race. And Damian Andrews, driving his brother's number 42, was the 12, is your race leader. It was the 2, sorry. The 79 of Kugler in the green, 79 is second. The 62 of Caden Scott in third. Then Andrea Leach, Harley Williams, Eric Brokaw, and coming around turn 4, Laura Day. Saves it. How about Eric Kugler saving that green 79 up there in 3 and 4? Here comes Caden Scott on Damian Andrews. Andrews and Scott battle for the race lead just like they do in the trophy stocks. 6 laps complete, coming in on 7. White flag in the air. Andrews hanging on out front. Caden Scott second. Is he going to lay the bumper? There's a little bumper to the 42. Into turn number 3. Andrews protecting the bottom. Caden Scott. Little love taps off of 4. Checkered flag in the air. Damian Andrews your winner. Caden Scott second. Then the 79 of Eric Kugler. The 27 of Harley Williams. Andrea Leach, Eric Brokaw, and finally finishing up Laura Day in the 68. Your winner in the number 42 in that trophy stock. In your open compact heat race from Alliance, Ohio, put your hands together for Damian Andrews. Their 40-lap feature. Starting on the pole, the 28 is Brandon France. Starting alongside the 57 of Braden Swaney. The X09 is Wes Ennis. Over in turn number 3, pit side, on your feet. Let's wave off our 40-lap crate modified feature drivers. On your feet in turn 3. Turn number 4, stand up and wave what you got. Front straightaway. Let's salute the field of modified drivers here at Midvale Speedway for the Van Meter Auto Repair crate modifieds for their 40-lap feature. Brandon France on the pole. Braden Swaney alongside. Wes Ennis, Nick Grubbs in row 2, Glenn Jewell, Big Mac Doug McMillan in row 3, Jerry DeVore, last year's champion in the 331 of Mike Stone, the 50, Will Walker, your fastest qualifier, DLP Commercial Maintenance fastest qualifier, Kevin McClintock. The 75 is Bobby DeVore the second, the 13 of Kenny Feaster Jr., the 0 of Mike Bowers, the 007 of DR3, Don Rufner III. The 71 is Lee McCreary. The 87. The 87 is Zach Leisure. The 09 is Philip Cox. The 69 is Billy Straley. And the 45 is Cody Stahl. Austin Berger in the number 3. Hands of Brandon France and Braden Swaney. At Midvale Speedway. Fairly newer in the modified division. Long-time competitors here. 40 lap Van Meter Auto Repair. Crate modified feature. Here on Firecracker 150 night, brought to you by the New Philadelphia U.S. Army Recruiting Station. We are green. Swaney trying to step out to the race lead in the outside lane. Brandon France slides up just a little bit. Braden Swaney, your race leader, into turn number 1. He'll come to the bottom. Contact between the 28 of Brandon France and the 57 of Braden Swaney. So getting ready to go back to green, 1 lap complete. Flag Racing Chief Starter Terry Coletti, green flag in hand, and we're underway again in the Van Meter Auto Repair Modifieds. Brandon France, Nick Grubbs. Grubbs with a good run off of turn number 2. He will have the advantage into turn number 3. He'll have it off of 4. France trying to battle back on the bottom. Grubbs still in that high lane, just about clear. Now he is. Nick Grubbs clear to the race lead. Brandon France in second. Here comes Big Mac. Doug McMillan in a 54. Caution for the 71 of Lee McCreary, spinning in turn number 1. So getting ready to go back to green. Nick Grubbs, your race leader. Brandon France on the outside, green flag in the air. Doug McMillan to the inside of Brandon France for the second position. Nick Grubbs, your race leader. Glenn Jewell in the 4th spot. There's the 38 of Kevin McClintock moving up to 5th on the inside of Wes Ennis. McMillan now clear to 2nd. Here comes Glenn Jewell on his teammate Brandon France. He'll take over the 3rd spot. Here comes McClintock trying to get there for 4th. McClintock up to the 4th spot. Here comes Wes Ennis trying to get to the inside of France. Won't be able to do it. Brandon France has the bottom lane. We'll close the door. Now the 69 of Billy Straley spins in turn number 2. Getting ready to go back to green, Flag Racing, Nick Grubbs, Doug McMillan. Green flag is in the air. Grubbs with a good restart. Brandon France spins to the inside. Caution on the speedway. France, the 331 of Mike Stone, the 13 of Kenny Feaster Jr., the of Jerry DeVore, the 50 of Will Walker. 7 laps complete. Still a ways to go. Green flag back in the air. Kevin McClintock up to the third spot. Doug McMillan with some left rear damage. Nick Grubbs, your race leader. McMillan second. McClintock third. Jewel fourth. France and Stone battle for the fifth spot. .007 of Don Rufner the third to the infield. Nick Grubbs starting to pull away from Doug McMillan and Kevin McClintock. Kevin McClintock taking a look to the outside of Doug McMillan for second. McClintock trying to get around Doug McMillan. Doug McMillan back to third. Kevin McClintock up to second. Nick Grubbs now working his way through lap traffic. Cody Stoll will move over. 71 of Lee McCreary pulls pit side. Halfway home for Nick Grubbs. 20 in, 20 to go. Kevin McClintock in pursuit. Doug McMillan in third. He's got Glenn Jewell all over the back deck lid of that 54. Then Jewell has Brandon France, teammate right behind him. Then Philip Cox. The 331 of Mike Stone. The 13 of Feaster. The 50 of Willie Walker. Caution on the speedway. Mike Bowers and the 13 of Kenny Feaster Jr. in turn 1 and 2. In sports stock and modifieds at Midvale Speed on the outside, looking for the Firecracker 150 win. Nick Grubbs, a feature winner this year already. He's trying to get his first Firecracker win. Green flag back in the air. Kevin McClintock with a good restart. Grubbs slides up the racetrack. Stone got squirrely. Into turn number 3. McClintock still battling in the high lane. Grubbs up off the bottom. Grubbs will have the race lead. Nick Grubbs, still your race leader. Kevin McClintock second. Doug McMillan third. Brandon France fourth. Laps to go for Nick Grubbs. Kevin McClintock, Doug McMillan, Brandon France, Glenn Jewell, your top 5. White flag for Nick Grubbs. Nick Grubbs, feature winner earlier this season. Won a feature last year, and he's going to win his first Firecracker 150 here at Midvale Speedway. Nick Grubbs, your winner. Kevin McClintock second. Doug McMillan third. Brandon France fourth. And Glenn Jewell in fifth. Put your hands together for your Firecracker 150 winner in the Van Meter Auto Repair Modifieds, Nick Grubbs. Boy, was this thing bolted on the bottom of the racetrack. You started pulling away from that number 38. I don't think anybody was going to touch this 24 tonight.
No, during the hot laps and the heat race and stuff, I was pushing so bad I didn't think I could get it. And yeah, what a surprise. It's probably the best feeling it's ever had this year, so it just worked out right.
So, feature win earlier this year. It's got to be one of the big ones on your list of winning on Firecracker 150 night here in front of this awesome crowd.
Yeah, definitely. Wow, what a show tonight. I mean, Yeah, I just definitely want to thank Tony Urdales for all his work. My dad works on it every night, man.
Don't get emotional on me, young man. Come on, I've known you too long. You're not supposed to get emotional.
Yeah, my dad puts in more time than he should, so that's why we're doing good. And it's all of his hard work, and Tony couldn't do it without either of them. So definitely thank all my sponsors. Couldn't do it without all of them.
Congratulations, buddy. Welcome back to Knack Tuning Victory Lane.
Thanks.
Your winner, Nick Grubbs. Trophy here in Knack Tuning Victory Lane, Nick Grubbs. Lap feature, their portion of the Firecracker 150 here at Midvale Speedway. Starting on the pole, the 169 of Bobby DeVore II, the 77 of A.P. Wren, the 17 of Bob Snyder Jr., the 59 of the Whip, Gary Whipke, the 99 of John Sanquest Jr., the 18 of John Ambrose, the 28 of El Presidente Jimmy Carter. The number 1 is Jesse Adams. Your late model field 65 lap feature for the Firecracker 150 at Midvale Speedway. Salute your late model field. Field gets the one to go signal. Bobby DeVore front row. Champions in row number 2. That's the Whip, Gary Whipke. 3-time late model champion, Bob Snyder Jr. Jesse Adams, the Memorial Day winner, John Ambrose. 65 lap feature is green. Caution on the speedway. Chris Grubbs in the X of Bob Page get together off of turn number 4. Is your Memorial Day winner, John Ambrose. The 99 is John Sanquest Jr. The 28, El Presidente, Jimmy Carter. Carter just won last week here at Midvale Speedway. The 0 is George Riddle. The 18 of Brandon Short. The 25 is Chris Grubbs. The 39 is Jeff Taylor. The X is Bob Page. The 88 of Dennis Wood. The 22 of Rich Bull, all the way from South Bend, Indiana. Jerry DeVore in the 69 and the 25. Of Kevin Garner. So getting ready to go back. Green flag racing. We'll try it again. Bobby DeVore, A.P. Wren, green flag in the air. Bobby DeVore the second will lead lap number 1. Gary Whipke in the second spot. A.P. Wren, Jesse Adams battle for third. Then the 99 of Sanquest Jr., the 17 of Bob Snyder Jr. John Sanquest Jr. up into the 4th spot. Here comes El Presidente to 5th. Jesse Adams dropping in that outside lane, trying to find his way to the bottom. Bobby DeVore continues to lead up front in the 169. Gary Whipke in 2nd. AP Wren 3rd. Here comes El Presidente looking to the outside of Sanquest. El Presidente up to 4th. Jimmy Carter, last week's feature winner, on the march. AP Wren slipped into 77. That's going to move El Presidente up to 3rd. Here comes Jimmy Carter in the 28. AP Wren to the infield in the 77. Tough break for the 77 of Wren. Here comes Jimmy Carter to the outside of Gary Whipke for 2nd. Bobby DeVore the 2nd, under fire from El Presidente. Jimmy Carter making the outside lane work for the race lead. Jimmy Carter to the front. Jimmy Carter, your race leader. John Sanquest Jr. to the inside of Gary Whipke for the 3rd spot. Sanquest up to 3rd. Carter, your race leader. Bobby DeVore in 2nd. Sanquest in 3rd. Gary Whipke 4th. Brandon Short 5th. The 0 of George Riddle in 6th. 15, 16 laps on the board now. John Sanquest Jr. to 2nd. Here comes the 18 of Brandon Short. Short to the outside of Bobby DeVore for the 3rd spot. Brandon Short to 3rd. The 88 up top of the racetrack, caution on the speedway. Now things get interesting once again. Tough break for the 88 of Dennis Wood. Station Firecracker 150. This is the late model 65. Flag in hand. And we're back underway. Jimmy Carter back out front. Here comes Brandon Short to the inside of the 99 of Sanquest. Sanquest going to drop to the bottom. He'll be in the 3rd spot in front of George Riddle. Jimmy Carter, Brandon Short, John Sanquest, George Riddle, Gary Whipke, your top 5. battle up front between Jimmy Carter and Brandon Short. Teammates nose to tail, 26 laps complete. Brandon Short into the back of the 28, the bump and run, new race leader Brandon Short in the 18. George Riddle running into 4 spot, got into the fence, and he goes pit side after a hard hit on the front straightaway. Tough break for Jesse Adams running in the back half of that top 10 as he pulls off. The number 1 of Jesse Adams pulls pit side, and Bob Snyder Jr. spins on the front straightaway. Caution on the speedway. Caution. Then the number 17 of Bob Snyder Jr. and the number 25 is Kevin Garner. Getting ready to go back to green. 31 laps complete. Green flag back in the air. Here comes Sanquest to the inside of Carter. Carter tried the bump and run, didn't make it work, and almost gave up a spot to Sanquest. Gary Whitke now to the outside of John Sanquest Jr. Good battle for third. Ambrose, your Memorial Day Salute the Fallen Heroes race winner, running in the 5th spot. Bob Snyder Jr. spins in turn number 3. Racing Brandon Short, Jimmy Carter, John Sanquest Jr. The whip, Gary Whipke, getting ready to go back to green, 33 laps in. Jumping to restart, warned on the radio. Jimmy Carter on the outside, getting ready to go back to green. Green flag in the air. Carter finds the bottom, Short back out front. Sanquest and Whipke battle for third. Ambrose in 5th. Rich Bowl up into the 6th spot to the inside of the 25 of Chris Grubbs. 25 laps to go this time around. Brandon Short starting to stretch out his lead over Jimmy Carter, John Sanquest Jr., Gary Whitkey, John Ambrose. Chris Grubbs to the inside of John Ambrose for the 5th spot. Grubbs up to 5th. What's wrong with Jimmy Carter? El Presidente pulls to the outside. Jimmy Carter, problems with the 28, your second place machine. The Firecracker 150. John Sanquest Jr., only 5 laps of practice. That came in qualifying. He's looking for his first big win. Break for Garner in the 25. Field in turn number 4. Getting ready to go back to green flag racing. Brandon Short, John Sanquest Jr. Here comes the whip. Gary Whitkey on the bottom, up the racetrack into Sanquest. Sanquest almost into the wall. Whitkey up to second. Now here's Snyder to the infield. Caution on the speedway. The youngster and the old veteran on the front row. Short and Whitkey, green flag is in the air. laps to go for Brandon Short, Gary Whitke, John Sanquest Jr., John Ambrose, and Chris Grubbs. Five laps to go for Brandon Short, Gary Whitke, John Sanquest Jr., John Ambrose, Chris Grubbs, Bob Snyder Jr., Bob Page, Rich Bowl, Bobby DeVore II, and Jeff Taylor. Off turn number 4. Checkered flag for Brandon Short. Gary Whitke finishes second. John Sanquest third. John Ambrose fourth. Chris Grubbs in fifth. Your winner, Brandon Short. Come on over here, young man. Well, you had to work for that one a little bit. Little sweaty under the, little sweat on the brow.
Hey, I had to race my butt off for that one, Jimmy. He was fast, man. And, you know, I got the inside of him a little bit. I didn't know if he was going to leave it or not, so I just kind of stayed there. He came down. I let him have it, and, hey, we didn't wreck. We kept on going, so that's pretty good.
And then the 99 was there on a couple restarts, and then you had Mr. Five-Time, Gary Whitke right there as well. Tell you what, you had to work for this one.
Yeah, yeah, it was definitely a lot of work. I'm pretty worn out from just 65 laps there. But I can't thank all my sponsors: Ernest Performance, Direct Detail, Hutter Racing Engines, Amsdale Companies, Steve Needles Speed Solutions. So,
congratulations, man. Welcome back to Neck Tuning Victory Lane in front of this awesome crowd.
thanks for all the fans for coming out. There's a lot of you guys there. Thank you.
Your winner, Brandon Short. Thunder Kid in Victory Lane, go ahead and bring that trophy down to Brandon Short. Oh, she's crying. Brandon, you're too ugly. You're too ugly. She's not a Brandon Short fan. She was rooting for El Presidente. Poor thing. She's all dressed up in her firecracker uniform, and oh my goodness. All right. There we go. Is Rick Elkins Jr., the 00 of Todd Ripley, the 0 of Lucas Ripley. Turn number 3, on your feet. Turn 4, front straightaway. Let's salute this beautiful field of ground pounding modifieds. Wave what you got and salute your field for the Firecracker 150 40-lap feature for the modifieds. The 32 of Norm Taylor, the 82 of Bob Sibla Jr., the 66 of Lewis McGrath, the 86 is Zach Miller, the 21 of Bryce Allensworth, Mike Stone in the 331, Sam Bingham in the 60, Bob Page in the 67, Bob Gruball in the 5, Jeff Dunphy the 3rd, Bubba Smith, Dave Dobbins, John Saluka, Bernie Minnick, Brian Wetnall, Kyle Warner, Andy Booten, Adam White. 40-lap open modified. Chief starter Terry Coletti. Green flag in hand. Nathan Embry will bring him in. I hope I'm not wearing a Michigan shirt. Green flag is in the air. Zach Miller into the wall on the front straightaway is the 10 of Nathan Embry. Takes the race lead. He'll lead lap number 1. Embry, Knuckles, Stryker, your front 3. Norm Taylor trying to get to the inside of Mark Stryker for the 4th spot. Taylor in there in that 4th position. Smoke coming from Mark Stryker in the 77. Looks like he's got a front tire rub. Stryker still showing smoke in an outside lane and dropping back. Bob Sibla Jr., now Mike Stone. Nathan Embry, Tyler Knuckles, Todd Ripley, Norm Taylor, Lucas Ripley, your top 5. Sibla runs 6th, Stone in 7th, Stryker in 8th. Then the 21 of Allensworth, the 67 of Page, the 66 of McGrath, the 86 of Zach Miller. Sorry, that's the 51 of Elkins that's behind the 82 of Sibla. My bad on that. Elkins in the 7th spot in the 51 behind Bob Sibla Jr. in the 82. Rick Elkins Jr. to the inside of Bob Sibla Jr. The 86 of Zach Miller flying out of the pits. Nathan Embry continuing to lead, 11 laps on the board. 11 complete from Nathan Embry, Tyler Knuckles, Todd Ripley, Norm Taylor. Caution in turn number 4. Caution for Rick Elkins Jr. Ready to go back to green. Nathan Embry, Tyler Knuckles on the front row. 12 laps complete. Green flag back in the air. Tyler Knuckles on the outside, Nathan Embry on the bottom. Caution on the speedway, caution. The 00 of Todd Ripley. The 32 of Norm Taylor. Getting ready to go back. Green flag racing. Green flags in the air for Embry and Knuckles. Nathan Embry hanging on. Tyler Knuckles on the top. Almost dead even at the line. Knuckles by inches at the line. Down the back straightaway. Into turn number 3. Knuckles on the high side. Embry on the bottom. Norm Taylor trying to get around the 00 of Todd Ripley. Still 2 by 2 up front. Now 2 by 2 by 2. 3 rows deep. What a battle between Nathan Embry and Tyler Knuckles. Nathan Embry, Tyler Knuckles, the 00 of Todd Ripley, the 0 of Lucas Ripley, the 32 of Norm Taylor, the 51 of Elkins. Bryce Allensworth to the inside of Norm Taylor. Embry still your leader, halfway home. Just past the halfway mark, I should say. 21 complete. Sam Bingham, a good move to the inside of Bryce Allensworth. Sam Bingham up to the 6th spot. Nathan Embry continuing to lead, 25 laps in. Norm Taylor slow on the front straightaway. Lucas Ripley all over the back of Tyler Knuckles for that 2nd spot. Still unable to get around. Nathan Embry continuing to lead. 11 to go at the line. Ripley all over Tyler Knuckles. Ripley going to go to the outside. Lucas Ripley to the outside of Tyler Knuckles for 2nd. 10 laps to go. 10 to go for Nathan Embry. The big dog up to 2nd. Lucas Ripley around Tyler Knuckles. He's got 9 laps to catch Nathan Embry. 5 laps to go. Lucas Ripley has caught Nathan Embry. Caution in turn number 1. Caution on the speedway. Big feature winner here a couple of years ago. The 00 of Todd Ripley. We know how good that 00 is here at Midvale Speedway. The 51 of Rick Elkins has won a couple of these big shows. How about the youngster, Sam Bingham, in the 60 up to the 6th spot. Bob Page in the 67. Bob Simmons in the 331. Field getting ready to go. 6 laps to go. Embry and Ripley getting ready to go green off at turn number 4. Green flag is in the air. Lucas Ripley around the outside. Embry going to battle back on the bottom. Nathan Embry, Lucas Ripley. Embry now back to the front by a nose at the line. Caution between the 00 and the 67, the 87 of Knuckles also, or the 57 of Knuckles involved. The 00 of Todd Ripley got turned in turn number 2. Five-lap shootout. To go. Lucas Ripley, Nathan Embry, Tyler Knuckles, Rick Elkins Jr. Green flag is in the air. Lucas Ripley, your race leader. Nathan Embry, second. The 51 of Rick Elkins Jr. Three to go for Lucas Ripley. Tough break for Tyler Knuckles as he pulls pit side. 2 to go for Lucas Ripley. White flag for Lucas Ripley. Off turn number 4. Your open modified feature winner, Lucas Ripley. Nathan Embry second, Rick Elkins Jr. third, Bob Sibla Jr. in 4th, and Sam Bingham rounding out the top 5. Eddie Performance Solutions sponsored number 0. Been a little while since this guy's been in victory lane here at Midvale Speedway. He's your firecracker, open modified feature winner, climbing out. It's the big dog, Lucas Ripley. Come on over here, big dog. You had to work for that one, man. I got to tell you, though, I gotta say thank you, because I've had a running joke with Nathan Embry for years that if he ever wins a feature down here, I got to wear a Michigan shirt. So you did me a favor, brother.
I got your back.
Man, you had to work for that one. Nathan was checked out, and you got that caution that you desperately needed, and then maybe a little bit longer taking cautions, but nonetheless, a caution you needed, brother.
Yeah. I don't think I'd have got him without the caution, but we run hard side by side there, and I thought maybe I had him the previous lap before the wreck. I thought, I don't know, maybe they'll say I'm in the front, but no, way worked. Car was good.
Yeah, it did, and you were just inches ahead. The nose was in front, the transponder was in front, and that puts you on that inside lane, and that was a big difference on that restart.
Yeah, I mean, it worked.
Who you want to thank on this zero tonight, brother?
The crew, Mike, Scott, Button, old lady for letting me be at the shop all the time. It's cool having nieces and nephews, and my boy here, and Dad. I mean, yeah. This thing.
Congratulations, brother. Let's go get some fireworks in your honor, huh?
Right on.
Your open modified winner, the big dog, Lucas Ripley. Midvale Speedway Thunder Kid bringing that trophy down to Lucas Ripley. And he wants the flag. I think you're going to have to let him drive, Lucas. The big dog in victory lane. Fireworks from the is Kylie Wood. The number 8 is Tad Grove. The number 12 is Jeff Kuykendall. The 88 is Dennis Wood. The 118 is Colt Locker. The number 55 is Robbie Kordiak. The number 21 is Mark Lucius. The number 3 is Kyle Grove. The 67 is Kyle Rector. The number 24 is John Ambrose. The 00 is Greg Bernard Jr. The 55 is Kyler Bertram. The 44 is Brandon Donnelly. The number 10 is Katie Wood. The number 54 is the Mineral City Marauder Chase Berkey. The 28 is Chet Colmar. Down in turn number 3. Stand up on your feet. Let's wave off these street stock drivers. Turn 4, front straightaway. On your feet, wave to your street stock drivers. Good field of open street stocks here at Midvale Speedway. Waving them off, 30 laps they'll go. Has been claimed. Congratulations, J.D. Spitarelli from Louisville. 30-lap feature getting ready to go. Kylie Wood, Tad Grove. Green flag is in the air. Junior in the J09, also the 70 of Bruce Johnson. So Wood and Grove will try it again. Off turn number 4, green flag. So Kylie Wood, your race leader into turn number 3. Grove still battling on the high side. Kuykendall looking to move up to that second spot. Colt Locker to the inside of Tad Grove for third. Mark Lucius. Field heading toward, getting ready to go back to green flag racing. 29 laps to go for the open street stocks on Firecracker 150 night. And we're green. Kylie Wood battling on the bottom. Kuykendall, your race leader. So the 00 of Greg Bernard Jr., some smoke coming out of the exhaust pipe. 6. Getting ready to go back to green, see if we can get
some laps in here, guys.
Kuykendall and Wood. Green flag back in the air. Kuykendall, your race leader. Wood in second. Here comes Colt Walker trying to get around the 8 of Tad Grove. Walker up the racetrack. Caution on the speedway. To come to green. Kuykendall, Kylie Wood up front. Green flag back in the air. Jeff Kuykendall clears to the race lead. Colt Walker into the 22 of Kylie Wood. Kuykendall out front, Kylie Wood second, Colt Walker third, Dennis Wood fourth. Then the 21 of Mark Lucius, the 8 of Tad Grove, the 3 of Kyle Grove. Dennis Wood to the outside of Kylie Wood for second. Jeff Kuykendall way out in front into number 12. The 88 of Dennis Wood up to second. Mark Lucius all over the back of the 22 of Kylie Wood for third. Mark Lucius in the 21 will now take over third from Kylie Wood. Wood back to fourth. Locker fifth. Nine laps to go for Jeff Kuykendall. Dennis Wood, Mark Lucius, Kylie Wood, Colt Locker. Locker now to the outside of Kylie Wood for that fourth spot. Colt Locker up to the fourth spot in the 118. As the 12 of Jeff Kuykendall working through lap traffic. Dennis Wood closing down on that lead. 5 laps to go this time for Jeff Kuykendall. 5 to go. Caution on the speedway. Ready to go back to green in turns 3 and 4. Green flag in the air. Kuykendall battling back on the bottom spin in turn number 1. Kyle Grove spins in turn number 2. The money in turns 3 and 4. Kuykendall got to be a little bit better down here if he wants to pick up that first Midvale Speedway victory. Green flag in the air. Green flag in hand, getting ready to go back to green in the open street stock feature. Jeff Kuykendall, Dennis Wood. Green flag in the air. Contact between the 21 of Mark Lucius and the 88 of Dennis Wood. Caution on the speedway. flag back in the air. Wood way up the racetrack. Kuykendall, your race leader, into turn number 1. Jeff Kuykendall, your race leader, into turn number 3. Dennis Wood second. Colt Locker third. Kylie Wood and Tad Grove battling for fourth. Kyler Bertram trying to make 3-wide move and got into the 22 of Kylie Wood in turn number 1. Green flag racing 3-lap shootout. Kuykendall trying to get that first Midvale Speedway win. Green flag is in the air. White flag for Jeff Kuykendall. Final time into turn number 3, making his first visit to Knack Tuning Victory Lane, Jeff Kuykendall. Dennis Wood second. Colt Locker third. Tad Grove fourth. And Kyle Grove in fifth. Told me last week that he was going to go to Victory Lane, one of the next two. Last week he finished second. This week he's in Knack Tuning Victory Lane for the Firecracker 150. Here's your winner, Jeff Kuykendall.
Yes, finally, like 5 years in making and coming up short, breaking, and man, we just worked so hard today, and this means so much. I wanted to win here so bad. We've talked about it. The ride down here today just felt different. Racing here last week got me some seat time and better setup, and I want to thank my team. They worked really hard today. Changed almost everything on this car because I'm probably like the whiniest race car driver out there. Yeah, so I thank my sponsors, my family, and my crew.
You didn't know when Dennis Wood was restarting on the outside, did you?
Not at all. Dennis, I would think, was probably the best driver on this racetrack in the street stock. And after I beat him the first time, I was like, all right, I did it. And then it's like 2 more, 3 more. I'm like, oh my gosh. But no, Dennis is a heck of a driver, and I love racing with him. So this kind of means a lot to beat him at his home track. So.
And also, how about giving a big shout out to this guy, firefighter. He is serving our communities. Congratulations, brother. Good to see you in Knack Tuning Victory Lane. Hopefully it's the first of many now that you got that monkey off your back.
I got one more thing to say. My buddy Brandon Short wrote me a note, put it in my car 2 weeks ago, and told me don't flip it over until I win. So finally, when I pull in that pits, I can see Brandon Short and read his note finally.
Congratulations, buddy.
Thank you. Thank you.
Your winner, Jeff Kuykendall. Hey, it says Jeff wins tonight. That's what it says. Brandon Short called it.
I called it.
All right. Congratulations, your winner, Jeff Kuykendall. Of Don Rufner Jr., the 52 of Jeremy Salinger, the 19 is Eugene Kopp, the 79 is Phil Bunton Jr. Your fastest qualifier, Brent Schreffler, Alan Clark in the 0, Braden Maurer, Scott Wendling, Dan Sharpless, Tyler Scott, Jonathan Weber. Teacher. 3.
Lights are out, guys. 0 wins.
Blaine Salisbury. Of Jeremy Salinger. Ronald Bunton, Phil Bunton Jr. getting ready to go green. Green flag is in the air. Donnelly will have the race lead off of turn number 2. Blaine Salisbury now 3 wide into turn number 3 as they sort things out up front. Getting ready to go back to green flag racing, Sean Donnelly and DR3 will try it again. 3rd time's a charm, no laps in, 25 to go, green flag's in the air. Brent Schreffler on the move in the 24. Donnelly will lead lap number 1. DR3 battling in that outside lane. Here comes Phil Bunton Jr., the 47 of Don Rufner Jr. Front 4, front 5, all nose to tail, and side by side is the 68 pulls pit side. Donnelly, DR3, Bunton, and Rufner Jr. Brent Schreffler looking for room to go. 3 wide, 4 wide into turn number 3. Schreffler on the bottom, backs out of it. Sean Donnelly in the 721 year race leader. Don Rufner Jr. and DR3 battle for second side by side. DR3 starting to come back up to the front alongside the 721 of Donnelly. Phil Bunton Jr. looking for room to go in the middle, and caution in turn number 3. Four laps complete, 21 to go. Sean Donnelly and DR3 bring them back in for green flag racing. Jonathan Smith gives him the green flag. .21 to go. Donnelly and Rufner. Green flag back in the air. So caution for debris up in turn number 2. We'll come back for yet another restart. Green flag back in the air. inside, Schreffler to the outside. He thought better of it. DR3 still out there in that high lane. Sean Donnelly, your race leader. Phil Bunton Jr. trying to get to the bottom. He'll get to the bottom of DR3. Is now the 47 of Don Rufner Jr. takes over the second spot. The 52 of Jeremy Salinger up to third. DR3 back to fourth in the high lane. Caution on the speedway. Getting ready to go back to green flag racing. 8 laps complete. Donnelly and Rufner Jr., green flag in the air. Good racing up front. Sean Donnelly hanging on. Jeremy Salinger second. Don Rufner Jr. and the 47 of Eric Johnson. Rufner Jr. back around the 52 of Salinger. Eugene Kopp to the inside of DR3. Donnelly hanging on out front. Eric Johnson's hood flew up on the 47. He's headed pit side. Tough break for Eric Johnson in the 47. As he goes to the pits, Salinger back to the inside of Rufner Jr. for second. .62 of Caden Scott to the infield, and now the 47 of Don Rufner Jr. stopped on the back straightaway. .16 laps complete, 9 to go. Jeremy Salinger in the 52, your race leader. Eugene Kopp in the 19, runs second, green flag in the air. Salinger out front, Eugene Kopp in second. Third is Don Rufner the third. The 79 of Phil Bunton Jr. coming from the back all the way up to fourth. Eugene Kopp in the 19, looking to the outside of Salinger in the 52. Four laps to go, this time for Jeremy Salinger. Eugene Kopp all over the back of the 52 of Salinger. Phil Bunton Jr. to the outside of DR3 for third. 2 to go. White flag for Jeremy Salinger. One more time, Eugene Kopp going to get a run into turn number 3. He's going to pack it in there. He's there. Contact between the front two. Still contact. Down through the grass. Onto the front straightaway. Your winner, Jeremy Salinger. What a finish. In the Story Motors Malvern Metal Roofing, sponsored number 52 in a different car this week. The pass in the grass, Jeremy Salinger. Here's your winner, Jeremy Salinger. So come on over here, man. Another week, a different car, another win.
Hey, she's fast, man. I can't believe I got rid of her in the first place, and I'm glad I got her back.
Congratulations, man. The pass in the grass. The 19 got to the door, and you guys went down into the infield, and you just stayed to gas.
Hey, I know that white flag came out, and all I know is that the first person back to the flag is the winner, right?
You got it, brother. Who you want to thank on this 52?
Oh, man, you know I got to thank my boss, Dan Chrislip, Malvern Metal Roofing, Dynamite Performance Tuning, Story Motors. I got to thank all my guys at the shop, Bryant McCoy, Clayton Oliver, Toby Cook. Man, without them, you know, none of this is possible. So, yeah, I definitely got to thank them. And thank you guys. Thank all you fans for staying out here after the long intermission and hanging out for me. I appreciate it.
Congratulations, buddy. 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah, thank you.
Your winner, Jeremy Salinger.